Hello everyone, welcome to another UConn construction project update. My name is Lou Gett. I represent the Office of University Planning, Design, and Construction, formerly PAES. Today we are on the Hartford project. Today is September 29th. The last time we were here was August. Begin at the same vantage point where we have on our previous videos. By the way, this is our 6th video in the series, and we are on the southeast corner of the building. The last time we were here, the structure was completed and they were just beginning the precast. And now as we take a look at the east elevation and the south elevation, we really get an idea of the progress of the precast. So the east elevation is just about completed. They're just finishing the lower panels, as you see, down onto the ground. All of the upper panels are completed minus the caulking. And what a beautiful precast. You can see the joints. It's made to look like a natural stone. So we'll follow our upper view of the east elevation to the ground level view. And again, the precast is completed outside of the caulking, and it needs to be cleaned. It does get a little dirty from its road traveling and the installation. So this again is the retail space. This is the third space, and then there's a fourth and a fifth space over there. And this is what we call high bay construction. Obviously, just as it sounds, it's almost 2 full floors. You can see where the formwork is, where there's a break, where that would be. This is considered the lower level, that's considered the first level there. So high bay construction in this retail space through here. You get a chance to see the stairway construction that hasn't been, eventually that'll be covered by drywall and you won't be able to see that. You can see the roof drains and the plumbing up in the ceiling coming down tied into the slabs. And if you go back a couple of videos, you can see, as we mentioned, the PVC piping below the slab, and then the cast iron up above the top. So the beams are all fireproofed, which is a rating that's required. That's what the coating is that you see on all of the structural steel. So the steel gets built, they pour the slabs, they load the decks so they don't deflect any further, and once the decks are placed and the loading is in place, then the beams are sprayed, the steel is fireproof. Once the steel is fireproof, then all of the precast can go, drywall studs, all of the construction assemblies that would block access to the beams if they were installed before the fireproofing was. So as we continue our view from the northeast across the north to the west section to the Hartford Times, you see the classic stair tower that the contractors install for accessibility during the construction process. It also houses what we call the trash chutes, and each floor, you can see the plywood assemblies. Each floor has a portal into the trash assemblies, and you have to in a multi-storied building all the way up. So as the construction material, as the scraps are collected, they come to the trash chutes in a wheelbarrow, drop it into the trash chutes, and then they use one at a time, goes into the dumpster, and then when that dumpster is full, then they'll bring another dumpster in. So it allows the process to continue all the time. North entrance, one of the main entrances. We've been here through previous videos. So this assembly here, there'll be precast on the sides. There'll be a storefront here. The university's name will go over the top. And as the students enter this area here, this is the lobby, and we'll deliver them to the common space. And this is the grand common space that we talked about in our previous video. So 3 full floors plus of a cathedral ceiling area will be the gathering place for the students. And again, as we mentioned in the last video, you know, what a grand space. We're completely surrounded by glass. You'll have a view to the courtyard on the other side. And since the last time we were here, a lot of mechanicals are going in. The steel has been fired. So we're now on the northwest corner, looking back to the entrance area that I just described a minute ago. And there's the stair tower for accessibility that we talked about with the trash chutes. So most noticeably, since the last time we were here, is the Hartford Times is completely scaffolded. So they're getting ready to begin the restoration, most likely, and protect for the upcoming winter of this beautiful historic facade. So as we walk down the west elevation, we actually witnessed this construction from pre-footings, through concrete walls. Now you can see the stairs. There's a south and a north stair. The columns are protected in this area over here. Now this will be an entrance, but possibly not as big as the next entrance to the south that leads to the terrace and to the courtyard area. So as we continue across the west elevations, the Hartford Times, will be the entrance to the terrace and to the courtyard. And this will be a very wide set of stairs from the ground all the way up through here. And the construction's really in a very raw state. You can't even really tell their stairs are coming up into this section right in through here. So the contractor has not completed this section yet because they're using it for access. Finally, this will be retail space into the southwest corner over in through here. And this will all be at that level right there where you see the steel, which is the first level, will be the terrace in this section right over here. And these stairs that lead up through here will lead to the courtyard, and that's the separation from the campus to the general public. Will be in this area here. There will be eventually a set of doors that will separate the students and the university campus from the general public. And finally, we'll wrap up our exterior elevation review at the southwest corner. This space in through here will be retail. So right now it's open to provide the contractor access into the interior space. And again, that's the courtyard up there, the common space in through this section right over through here. And this will be retail in this space right in through here. Level with that floor will be the terrace, which is open to the public. Be a grand set of stairs that come up over in this area into here. And they'll finish this off as the heavy equipment is completed, bringing materials into the building. So here's a great opportunity to see the plumbing that's hidden behind the walls in the typical bathroom. So these are what we call carriers that come with the bolts that come through. They support the toilets. The copper pipe on the back is the water service that goes with the toilets, and the upper pipe is the venting that goes with it. So this is a carrier assembly that we see that's behind the walls, and the bathrooms are usually back to back so that this carrier assembly works to be able to feed one side and then the other side. So we're now on the second floor, and that's another reason the bathrooms are stacked floor to floor to floor. It makes for convenience for the plumbing, and actually this is what we call the stack that runs all the way up from the lower levels through each floor and then picks up each carrier on each level. And as we said, that's the stage of the interior. They're doing the metal stud framing and they're doing the mechanical installations. The ductwork risers that we mentioned previously, they go from the lower levels up to the penthouse. The metal studs are going in now. And as we mentioned before, the drywall above the ceilings goes in first because it's hidden behind all the mechanicals. They install it, tape it, so that they have access before all the mechanicals come in and block their way. So amazing progress since the last time we were here. And again, looking down into the commons area, which is the first floor, you get a chance to take a look at the second and the third floor, which will be classes to the north. And the Hartford Times will be the entrance that we were looking at There'll be stairs that drop down on either side. And that's the entrance, the west entrance. And we'll pan back over to the plaza, to the courtyard area. And as we mentioned, you know, one of the reasons this construction, if you look at the foundation work over here, eventually that corner will be tied back in. That will be retail space, and that will be a terrace area over the top. It's a long reach. There's precast that goes on this elevation. That's a long ways and a lot of stick. Precast is very heavy, so the crane is allowed to be able to come to the interior, so the reach for the installation of the precast is not too bad. So they're basically working their way to the corner and outside of the building. Here in East Bar, this is stairway C, very similar to stairway B, and these two stairways will be the main corridor for the students accessing all of the classrooms in the East Bar. And this is a great opportunity to see the construction that's pretty much complete. The steel stringers are in place, the decking is down, finally the concrete will go after that. The handrails are in to what the opening looks like with no steel at all. So that would be the fifth, the fourth. This is the third floor that they're on here. They have a hoisting come along up to the top. And it'll take them about a week or so to complete the steel in this grand stair. The Hartford Times west entrance, the terrace, the stairs that came up on the outside come to this level over here, and then there'll be a set of stairs dropping down on the north and south side that will bring us down to this common space in through here. And finally, a look into the loading dock area down in through the lower level. We'll take a peek. All this section down in here is the mechanical area. Nice time to take a look at the heating pipes here, and we call expansion loops. We see the braided assemblies in here for expansion and contraction. Also the way the pipes have 90s offset around. So there's a certain distance and a calculation on the heating pipes that require for the expansion and contraction so the pipes don't crack over time. Also, to make that happen, you see the hangers, what we call a roller hanger, and the pipe is allowed to actually roll back and forth on the roller hangers. So quickly, the mechanical room, this is called the central utility plant down in here, and they've just begun to bring in some equipment. That's another reason why this section of the building's not completed yet, the large amount of equipment that has to go in this area down in here. We haven't really talked too much on the lower level. There's some kitchen supply areas down in through here. Over the top is the dining area. We're down in the lower level. The first floor is the dining area. And we were down in here before. So massive amounts of plumbing down in through here for the kitchen prep area back in through here. The steel that we did a video on 2 or 3 clips back for the shoring that was required. And we'll pan back through again, the central utility plant. And we are actually going to be, this crane is right now, is going to be underneath the future courtyard, and the other section is going to be underneath the future terrace. So pretty neat to be able to be down in this early stages of construction. Make sure you follow through to later videos and watch this area come to life. I want to thank you for your interest in this UConn Hartford project update.
Remember to subscribe to our UConn PAS channel. Once subscribed, on the left-hand side, manage subscriptions. To the right, the gearbox symbol. A check next to send me all notifications for this channel with the save. Now, anytime we add a project, update a project, you will receive an automatic email notification. We thank you for your interest in our UConn projects. Have a great day.